Well, all went well today. Made my flight, got back, went with some babies, and it is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Ohio. We're not going to have many more days like this, I don't think, throughout the rest of the year. I'd love to have plenty. I just don't see lots of them being as nice as this one. So yeah, I went with the babies today. I was very happy with them. No complaints from anybody about anybody today in the burn, which is always good news. So today is error-free, thus far, anyway. Your buckets are now up for Harrisburg for everybody looking for them. I did have somebody ask Anthony, what about the racehorse bucket? I thought you were going to do that. I did have Eric add one of those also. Now I think that's a $120,000 bucket. I said between 1 and 2 horses, but the reality of the situation is, historically speaking, when you look at Locatelli, who we had picked up there, it looks like money. These were right around 100,000. I think they were both just under, like 93, 95, something like that. So the reality is, it likely will be one horse that we pick up in that regard. So those are up for you, all of you now. Now, talking about high-end horses and race horses, I mentioned last night that there were some shares of Timus on my side. I have a number of emails of people wanting shares of him, shockingly wanting shares of him, and that would have to take place in a timely fashion today or tomorrow. So I'm going to look through. I don't know how many of the shares were left. The gentleman's, I have no idea. I will look through all that when I get home. I'm on my way home now. And when I am, I'm going to disperse them accordingly. And any of the other ones, I think I'll just put on the site. I don't have to worry about putting them on the private market because I don't know how to do that for anybody. So I'll just ask Wendy if she can just put them on the stable. So you'll find them on the stable.ca main page. As I said, the share amount for him was $3,000 each USD. So I guess a tick in or around 4,000 Canadian. Which, truthfully speaking, given I guess we haven't seen the draw yet, but given what he did and where he's at, I suspect it's pretty middle of the road. Now, speaking of the Breeders' Crown, we have horses in Friday and Saturday. Memento Mori, I believe, goes on Friday evening, as Time Is On My Side and Tactical Mounts will go on Saturday. We do have seats left for Friday. I'm a little surprised. I just assumed everybody would head to New Jersey. If you were going for Saturday, you would likely be there for Friday. I think Kelly told me there was only 4 or 5 seats requested for Friday, which is a little surprising. Obviously, and I fall into this trap too, right? Where you're going through life, and I literally said to Amy, I messaged her after the Horse Troop 10 and said, maybe I'll just stay at the Meadows on Friday or go to Dayton, which she was not very pleased with me about saying that. And sometimes I have to be reminded that this is the Breeders' Crown. This is, for the most part, the crown jewel of racing in any calendar year. And to not be there would be unfair, I guess. For me, not being there would be borderline disrespectful, is almost how the vibe I got from my wife. Not how I meant it, not how I thought about it, but quite frankly, I think she's probably close to being right in that regard. And when it comes to our clients, if you're looking for a fantastic time, it's pretty hard to beat fall Breeders' Crown racing at the Meadowlands. I don't think you can beat that. So we do have some seats. Once they're gone, they're gone. I suspect over the next day or so they will be. We already know what Maury drew on Friday. I know we can't do anything about the 10 hole. It just is how it is. Scott said, maybe it wasn't Scott. It was in reference to Scott. There has been some big races won from the 10 hole. They were talking about tactical approach. My first inclination was tactical mounts. So you can win from the 10 hole. The blueprint's there. I think we'll follow the first one rather than the latter. Laying park the whole way and winning is unlikely. Staying left and scooting up the rail and hoping for a little Calvin Borel moment, I think makes more sense. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But be there if you can. This is a big deal for racing. This is a big deal for us. It's a big deal for the stable and for all our clients. So if you're thinking you're on the fence and I don't know, because I was too, you're right. No different than you. Really should be there if you can. weekend. It'll be a lot of fun and a great time. For me, aside from the babies, going with them this week and trying to navigate, I in my head said, don't say it, but I'm going to say it. I'm trying to navigate a way to get some video work done for you guys this week in regards to the babies. I'm doing my best to get that done. Obviously, Curtis is busy this week, although he doesn't drone or do the video work itself in Northfield. He does do a lot of the editing, and it does go through him. So I have to talk to Steve. I have talked to Curtis. He said, well, the decoder is not over here. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a pretty important thing to have here. So I'll see if I can get that done. But first and foremost, on tap is tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to get up early. I'm going to go race, going to go qualify Captain Incredible, which is exciting for me. I haven't sat behind him in a fast mile other than when we trained him here, but I want to get a look at him behind the gate in a group and see how he feels, because he felt some kind of good the other day. I was really, really impressed with him training, and I'm excited to go with him tomorrow at the Meadows. We have Vehement is also going to qualify. I'm up in the air. Kind of the feeling I got when I went to Illinois last night, right? I'm hopeful. I'm expecting the horse to do well tomorrow, but I'm not positive. I haven't shod properly. I've talked to Jason, worked with the blacksmith. I thought we had him good. I just don't know if we're quite there yet. So we'll know tomorrow. I'm going to pick up some horses that are coming back in from the field. Foxy Seaside is coming back in. Melisandre, Manhattan Money, they're all coming back in for my partners and those horses. I think you'll see Foxy maybe hang around here. I'm toying with the idea of sending my Manhattan Money back to Ontario. Not back to Ontario, but to Ontario. He still fits in Almarcia too when he makes it back. Big, strong horse like him would probably benefit from a 7/8 mile track, and I don't think the speed is going to be something he's going to back away from. So it may be a good fit in that regard, at least when we get him back going. And we have a number of horses coming back. Drebin, we have entered for Dayton on Friday. Now, I obviously can't be there on Friday. Race for Landing, I was disappointed with his race the other day. I'm going to talk to Kane about him. Now, when we scoped him, they did find a little bruising, a little soreness in his throat. Now, I know what he's like. He can hook on, he can be really, really rude, and I wouldn't doubt that even in the post-grade he might have shut his air off. Now, I can't say that. I didn't talk to Kane personally. I'm just going by the scope and the way he raced. In the race, he didn't look like he got himself into any trouble at all. But it leads me to ask the question, where did the bruising come from? If it didn't happen in the race, where did it happen? And I suspect the answer is probably before the race. He can get really rude in the post-grade sometimes, and that could easily have caused that. So we'll see. We know what caused some of the issues with Brace last week. We'll see if we can avoid them this week. Pickpocket, I talked briefly about it. He broke an equipment the other day. I never noticed until the day after. And I didn't notice. Jason told me. Broke his hobbles. So again, we'll give him a pass. And then Drebin was a little bit flat his last start. We changed his shoes on him again heading into this week. We'll see if he gets in or not in Dayton this coming Friday. If they do, we've had good luck obviously with Brett and with Kane. Either one of those gentlemen would do fun. Any of those guys down there. It's a good driving colony. And I'm sure any of them will get along just fine. I always am a little apprehensive about sending horses that people haven't driven before down to drive them. I always have that little bit of apprehension about it. And of course, I was not pleased with the way the horses raced in the middle of the week. And although I'll be there for Wednesday and for Thursday, I won't be there on Friday and I won't be there on Saturday. So it does leave me a little on edge, so to speak. So we'll see how everything plays out in that regard. And then obviously, I'm Fancy Like is going to be coming back from New York also this week. We're going to race her somewhere. Jason has a soft plan to race her somewhere at Northfield Park in the coming weeks. Now, a number of other people asking me about the homebreds. Why are the shares not up? When are they going to be up? Guys, I'm in the middle of getting done in Lexington, trying to get everything cleaned up for Lexington, getting ready to go to Harrisburg. You guys know they're there. There will be shares available of those horses. We'll get them up soon. But they're not all my shares also, so I do have to talk to John and a number of other partners that own those horses and see what they want to list in that regard. So that's where we're at with everything so far. As far as the stable goes, A lot of fun coming up, but a big, busy week ahead of us. We have racing week qualifying first off, babies all week, racing Wednesday, Thursday, off to New Jersey. We're going to race Friday, Saturday. It's going to be a busy weekend, but a lot of fun. We're going to kick off, I guess, the latter part of the fall. Right now. So, exciting week ahead. A fantastic day here in Ohio. Very happy with what I've seen from the babies and I've heard from the babies. I'll get a really good look. No, I won't see them tomorrow. I'm going to be off to the Meadows. Wednesday, I'm going to get a really good look at the babies here in Ohio, and we'll see what's cooking with them. But for right now, I am, you guessed it, I'm going to clock out for the day. I am. I'll write a few emails. I'm going to make some phone calls in regards to the buckets. I'm going to straighten out everything what time is on my side. Reach out to the owner of the shares. Just make doubly and triply sure. It's not a word, but I said it. Make triply sure that everybody's on the same page, because the last thing I want to do is sell somebody's shares. So those shares will, whatever shares are remaining, will be up on the site. All right, I'm going to say it. Let's say 6 o'clock. No, 7 o'clock, and I am going to keep 2 shares back for anybody in Europe. Those 2 shares will go up for sale tomorrow morning. Yes, that's if everything looks right. So for the people that have requested shares, you're going to get your shares. For everybody else, you're going to have to wait until 6 o'clock. Did I say 6 or 7? I think I said 7. 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow morning there will be 1 to maybe 2 shares available. The reason I say that was because it's only fair. Every time we put a horse up for sale, I say, okay, 7 o'clock, that seems fair. 6, 7 o'clock, everybody's home from work, nobody's getting left out. And then I'll have somebody say, Anthony, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, where I'm at, and I didn't get a chance to buy into the horse, and I feel terrible. So I'm going to keep 2 shares back for anybody in Europe. If you're not in Europe, you can't get them. So once they're gone, they're gone. I'll talk to you all very soon. I hope you are having a great day. I hope the weather is absolutely great wherever you are, because it is here. We'll talk to you all very soon. Take care.